In the last lesson, we learned that deployment of 5G networks is challenged by the need to provide low latency, high bandwidth, and massive connectivity. What are the application scenarios of low latency 5G networks? The first answer you may have thought of is automated driving. Unmanned automated driving will lead to convenient and safer transportation. If all vehicles were self-driving, they would move in an orderly manner, removing the need for traffic lights. This would improve traffic efficiency and give drivers the freedom to do what they want while driving. Network-based automated driving would expand what is possible in driving. It would, for example, use a cloud server for global calculation to find and drive on the best route. But many people are still worried about the safety of automated driving. When network latency is high, it takes too long for an automated vehicle to receive the cloud server instructions it needs to brake quickly in an emergency. In this way, networks with high latency lead to unsafe automated driving experiences. Therefore, a low latency network is needed for this application scenario. Drones are becoming more popular. People mostly use drones for aerial photography, but drones are also used in other scenarios. Police use drones for patrols and traffic control. The electric power industry uses drones to perform routine inspections. Drones are also used in logistics, agriculture, medical care, and disaster prevention. Drones' application scenarios are expanded when they are connected to networks. What are drones' network requirements? First, drones need high bandwidth for HD video backhaul. Second, high altitude network coverage is necessary when a drone is flying high. Finally, low latency is needed for real-time, accurate drone control. The electric power industry's digitization and informatization have increased with its development in recent years. Strong demand for wireless communication has gradually emerged in the industry in order for it to realize further advances in intelligence and automation. Within the electric power industry, the first application is remote meter reading. Requirements of meter reading on network bandwidth or latency are not high. Rather, the main requirement is large-scale network connectivity. Wireless network's second application in the electric power industry is managing the functions of and connections between power distribution nodes. When a power failure occurs, the impact of the failure should be minimized to reduce economic and accident-related losses caused by the sudden power breakdown. Networks are used to help ensure the reliability of power supply through quick fault position and fast path switching, among other emergency management measures. Accordingly, power distribution control requires networks with low latency and high reliability. In past lessons, we discussed how virtual reality, VR, and augmented reality, AR services have high network bandwidth requirements. They also need low latency networks. If you have worn VR or AR glasses, you might have felt dizzy. This was because the VR images you were seeing did not match the sounds you were hearing. This disoriented your different senses' perception and produced the dizziness. For example, if you are on a VR roller coaster, your eyes perceive you are moving at a high speed, but the vestibular system of your ears perceives that you are not moving, which leads to dizziness. The vestibular system of the ears receives information and senses the surrounding environment. In the real world, you can immediately perceive real-time changes in your environment. In VR, however, if the image rendering and screen refresh latency is too high, then there is a time lag between motion perception and visual perception. This also leads to dizziness. Accordingly, VR and AR services need low network latency to provide a good user experience. Research shows that a good VR experience requires end-to-end latency at the millisecond level. Demand for high-quality healthcare has increased as people's living standards have improved. Sharing medical resources remotely helps alleviate some areas' lack of high-quality healthcare. For example, if a patient needs to be operated on urgently or cannot be transferred, and local surgeons are not qualified to operate on their own, remote surgery, facilitated by networks, may be the best choice. In the future, doctors will use networks to remotely diagnose patients. Surgeons will also use networks to directly perform remote surgery with medical devices located far away from where their patients are. In addition to expert operation skills and related medical devices, this operation requires fast video and device synchronization, meaning that they require low network latency and high reliability. The service scenarios discussed above all require low network latency and high network reliability. Current 3G and 4G networks have latencies of about 100 milliseconds or 50 milliseconds, respectively. Can they meet the requirements of services that require low latency networks? Taking automated driving as an example, if an automated vehicle moving at a speed of 120 km per hour needs to suddenly brake, it would move 3.33 meters before receiving cloud-based instructions to brake on a 3G network, and 1.67 meters on a 4G network. This could lead to serious accidents. If the latency of networks is reduced to less than 1 millisecond, even if an automated vehicle is moving at a speed of 120 km per hour, the vehicle would only move 3.3 centimeters before receiving cloud-based instructions to brake. This would improve security and reduce the incidence of accidents. In this lesson, we discussed several major low-latency application scenarios for 5G networks, such as automated driving, drones, smart grids, VR, AR, and remote surgery. Existing networks cannot meet the low latency requirements of these services, but 5G networks with low latency are able to support them. In the next class, we will continue to discuss challenges to future networks operation and maintenance.